Hi there, Brendan, aka the Savvy Recruiter here. Today, I just wanted to introduce and tease a brand new playlist which is going to be released on the channel over the next up and coming few weeks. The playlist is going to be called Notion AI. Now, the reason for this is there are two schools of thoughts in relation to the way in which we provide information, the way in which we communicate, and the way in which we engage and persuade. Now, that first school of thought is to tell. So, what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, that I've spoken to a candidate this morning, and let's say I'm working with a company called Epic Games. I've got an animator role. I've spoken to a candidate this morning. He seems engaged. He's asked me to send an email. So, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to send an email. We're going to put 5 or 6 lines on that email telling him about the company, maybe a little bit of information about the role and why he should work there, and we're probably going to attach a very black and white job spec. Now, that is to tell, and it doesn't make you as a recruiter stand out. It doesn't create any additional buy-in at all, and that's what Notion is about. It is about providing a bird's eye view, a much clearer picture, and really creating buy-in. And the second school of thought is in relation to I am going to show you. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be releasing various videos in relation and providing examples of how I use Notion to attract, to engage, to provide information. And I'm going to not only show you it, but I'm going to show you how to build it. So if you bear with me, I'm going to give you an example, and I'm just going to switch my screen. So here we can see a very visual landing page for Epic Games. Now, just as a disclaimer, I don't work with Epic Games. This is for demonstration purpose only. Now, I have worked with them in the past, and I've also made multiple placements with them in the past as well. But I just wanted to just be transparent and honest in relation to that. This is for demonstration purposes only. Now, Epic Games needs no introduction. We know who they are, and everybody knows they're one of the biggest gaming companies in the world. But the advantage of presenting information in this way is that you can present information and provide information in the way in which you want to. Now, with this here, you can see that I've created a very short story effectively in relation to information that I want to give across, but I've not focused on too much information because we know who this company is. But let's say, for example, the business you're working with is a startup. Nobody's ever heard of them. There's not much information around. You're going to want to create with the hiring manager a story about why people want to work there, who they are, what makes them stand out, and why the grass is greener on their side of the fence than on the other side of the fence. And that's the type of information that you can convey across here. And by holding them on an internal website or landing page, if they've got a very corporate feeling or very basic website, you can stop them from going across to that. Now, what I really like about this is it has the facility for you to embed videos. So here are 3 trailers effectively which I've put on, which are from some of the biggest games that Epic Games have made. So the Fortnite Reload launch trailer, the Mass Effect trailer, and also the Gears of War official announce trailer. Now, these are 3 of their biggest games, but the purpose behind this is, if this wasn't a gaming company and it was a software company making a product, if I'm a candidate, what I want to be able to see is and understand is what is it that they create? What are they building? And if I was an animator or a developer, could I see myself doing that every single day? Could I add value, and could I actually do that in terms of that? And one of the easiest ways to really kind of obtain that information is to actually show the product. Now, because it's embedded, it means they can play this from this page. So here we have the Fortnite trailer, and as an example, Mass Effect. So moving on, underneath that, what I've also then done is I've created webhooks, and these webhooks are all around the latest news around Epic Games. Now, the reason and kind of thought process behind this is I try to put myself in the shoes of a candidate, and if I was looking for a job and I've just come off the phone from a recruiter, no matter who the company is, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to research the background of that company. Who is this company? What is it that they do? What is it that they're building? What is their perception in the media? Do they have lots of articles written about them, or are they just a ghost effectively? So by putting this information very transparently on this page, we can give that information, keep them all on this one page, and really to be able to control a situation. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't direct someone to the Epic Games website, but the biggest thing with that is if someone goes somewhere else, we cannot control what happens from that point. But what we can do by keeping them here is we can control the information that we're seeing effectively, but we can also jazz it up and make it look really, really, really quite nice. So here we've got Fortnite and Epic Games submitted to Apple for iOS launch. We talk about the actual launch on mobile devices of Fortnite. We talk about the Epic Games database leak, which hinted at a trove of unannounced games. We are talking about the very recent news of Lego enters Metaverse with Epic Games partnership. All the information in one place. Not only can I see what I would be doing as an animator and the type of games I'd be working on, I can see what's in the news. I can understand a little bit more about the company. Now, job adverts, really, really important thing. Obviously, we want to be providing that information. And we want to be given as much detail as possible. I'm a huge believer in terms of, yes, we have to kind of find out what the company needs and what someone needs to do the job, but what's in it for them and kind of what does somebody get out of it. Now, what I particularly like about this, again, is the animation side of things. We can see very, very clearly the types of things that they're working on. Now, if I was working on this lead animator role, not only would I provide and have the ability just to provide that role, but I want to provide all the roles. So if I was working 5 different roles, I'm going to give all the roles across and go, right, you are going forward for the lead animator. This is the one I want you to look at. But I want them to look at the other roles because an animator may know an AI designer, and he may kind of, when we next speak, he may come back to me and go, Brendan, you know, notice that you're looking for an AI designer, and I've got this person for you as well. And the thing that I like about this, again, it's all to do with this visual perception, building this bigger picture. An animation lead, we're being transparent in relation to the salary, obviously what they are, what you'll do in the role, what they're looking for, etc., etc., etc. So it's all about keeping them on this page, and we can jazz up this spec as much as possible. Now, the last thing that I just want to kind of just run over very, very quickly as just a bit of an intro is you can put your personal contact information. I've created whole banners and stuff to kind of keep it in tune with that visual element. But lastly is you can embed Google Maps. Now, let's say, for example, that I'm working with a company in Manchester. If I'm looking for candidates and they have to be on site or they have to have some sort of 2 days a week, obviously that's going to restrict the search, and we're going to need to look within a certain location effectively to ensure that people are willing to travel on site. If we have the company clearly marked and we can see it on a Google Maps image, every single person knows where they live, and if you can see where you live versus where the role is, you will know very, very quickly in terms of is this feasible? Is it logical for me to travel in? So I just wanted to do this very short introduction in terms of the type of things that I'm going to be showing you in this playlist. I hope you find it useful. If you've got any questions, reach out to me. Happy hunting. Thank you.